global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Ever since the final written address made by Bola Tinubu's lawyers, many Nigerians have been screaming and shouting that heavens will not fall if, for whatever reason, President Bola Tinubu is being made to unseat, or if he's been unseated via the verdict of the PEPC Presidential Election Petition Court verdict. But as I speak right now, the verdict is not yet out. Nigerians are earnestly waiting for the verdict, but top Nigerians, top politicians are getting worried. Just judging the fact that the fate of Nigerians hangs only on the verdict that's probably going to be given out, that will be given out by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. And this is the warning he's sending across, not just to Nigerians, but to the judges and to the leaders at large. Before we go to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. Use a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Well, as Nigerians await the verdict of the Presidential Election Tribunal, former national vice president of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), that's Olabode George, has said he fears that the nation will be thrown into some turmoil if any of the petitioners or respondents win the case. Question is why? We're going to find out now. Speaking at the 5th annual lecture organized by Freedom Online with the theme 2023 to 2027, Nigerians, Elected Leaders and Expectations, which held in Lagos, the judge, a former governor of Old Ondo State, said he is worried about what would happen if the verdict of the tribunal sways either to the respondents, which is President Bola Tinubu, the All Progressive Congress, and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), or the petitioners, which is the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and that of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar. I quote him word for word. So we are in a situation where if the court favors A, there'll be trouble. And if the court favors B, there would also be trouble. The way most of our elected leaders take life, it's as if there will be no tomorrow. May God forgive our transgression and direct the minds of our political leaders in ensuring a good life to all our people in Nigeria. Enough of this deceit. Enough of this rottenness in the financial management of our nations. Let us put an end to the economic inequalities, injustice, and unfairness in the distribution of our God-given resources and our financial wealth. A situation where a sitting senator collects 23 million naira every month, a retired federal permanent secretary collects 1 million naira per month, and a retired general collects 250,000 naira as pension per month is despicable, shambolic, nonsensical, and outright systemic failure. We are now talking about distributing palliative to cushion the effect of the first subsidy removal. But how will the palliative be distributed? A quick reminder of the 500 billion naira previously collected monthly and supposedly distributed without data and accountability calls for in-depth investigation and punishment. I weep for my country, Nigeria, but if, like Prophet Micah said, our nation will rise again if we put the fear of God before all human endeavors. Speaking further, George, who was a special guest of honor at the event, said that Nigeria's constitution was drafted by the military while copying the American system, therefore is not workable. I served for a long time in the military. I can authoritatively confirm to you that the Nigerian constitution is absolutely military in the setting. In the military, orders come from top to bottom, but in democratic dispensation, powers come from people to the top. But we have copied the American constitution, and that is why things are not working. We must be deceiving ourselves if we think that this constitution will take us to the promised land. During former President Goodluck Jonathan's time, a conference was set up for the first time to look at the constitution, but immediately former President Muhammad Buhari came. He put the document of that conference in archives, and that is where we are today. We're already talking about the next election when we haven't even concluded on the decision of whom the president is. If we keep waiting for all our resources to be taken to Abuja, it will never work, he said. Governor Hope Uzodinma, who was represented by the Commissioner for Information, Dekan L00ms, said the world have been waiting for Nigeria to arrive as a great nation and that Nigerians want a country that can work. As we march towards 2027, how about we've not even finished 2024, for 2023, we've not even just 1 month to do the whole process, and we're already talking about 2027. How far now? Let's continue anyway. He said, as we march towards 2027, I remain optimistic that the new set of leaders produced by the general elections of 2023 will seek to take the country to the next level. And of course, I foresee a future in which our institutions will be stronger, and this includes the judiciary, the anti-corruption watchdogs, the media, the opposition, and other groups whose duty is to keep our leaders in check. Okay, he said. Governor Diri, who was represented by Chief Press Secretary Daniel Alabara, lamented that Nigeria has failed to attain its potential 60 years after independence. He also called on politicians to empower youth and ensure that they are not used for political violence. He didn't stop there. He also said that I find that too often as politicians we factionize and put ourselves in enclaves to ensure our personal interests. As we build up to the governorship election in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State, I wish to appeal to all political actors. Let us empower the voices of our younger generation. They should not be prone to be used in political games. Rather, they are the lifeblood of our future. They should play active roles in shaping the society and not be used as induced talks for mayhem and violence. Earlier, the host also spoke at length. He said the democratic journey started in 1999, and 24 years later, can we rightly say that Nigeria is satisfied with the state of affairs today? Well, that's a strong statement. You had it all. And I think in all sincerity, Chief Body Judge did not miss anything out. He said it the way it is. Unfortunately, that's the bitter truth. The truth be told. If it even goes to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if virtually Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains as the president of Nigeria, obedience nationwide will begin to question the credibility of the judiciary. I'm just being as objective as I can be in this situation. And of course, if it goes to Peter Obi, many of the followers and those who have benefited strongly from Bola Ahmed Tinubu will begin to raise dust. They will begin to scream and shout, no way, we have already seated there. Why can't Obi wait for his time in 2027? He's very young. He should wait for his time. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Miloko, he has entered. Let him be patient for his turn. If he enters the hands of Atiku Abubakar, they say, not again. After not I had 8 years, Atiku Abubakar want to do another 8 years. That's 16 years. For what? So it's a very strong one. We pray for wisdom for the judiciary, and we also pray that the true justice should be dispensed. That's going to wrap it up. Let's put it in our comments.